The 2025 NFL season has ended, but it's never too late to look ahead. In this video, I'm going to give my way too early 2026 NFL predictions before free agency and the draft shake things up. The predictions get more and more out there as the video goes on, so make sure to watch till the end, and if you enjoyed this video, then please drop a like and subscribe if you're new. Subscribe takes a second and it really helps me out. Thank you, and let's get started. Number 1, a head coach is fired before week 7. Last season, we saw Brian Callahan get fired after just 6 games, and the year before, Robert Saleh was gone after just 5. Patience for head coaches has never been lower, and with the amount of candidates on the hot seat this year, I would be astonished if one of them isn't fired before week 7. Aaron Glenn is the obvious one. His Jets went just 3-14 in year 1, and his defense didn't record a single interception. If the Jets start the year 1-5 or 0-6, he's definitely gone. Todd Bowles and Zach Taylor are other clear candidates that probably should have been fired after the 2025 season, but I could easily see one of them going if their team gets off to a rocky start. Whether it's Glenn, Bowles, or someone else, I don't think we'll be waiting long for a head coach to be fired in 2026. Number 2, Tyreek Hill doesn't go back to Kansas City. Moving into a free agency prediction, I really don't think Tyreek Hill is going to sign with the Chiefs. He's been linked there a lot, obviously, but I don't think it makes sense for the Chiefs to go sign him. For one, they already have a receiver that can't stay out of trouble in Rashee Rice, who is now facing a $1 million lawsuit, so it doesn't make sense to bring in another receiver who has had his fair share of controversy. Second, Hill's skill set at this point in his career is pretty redundant when looking at the Chiefs' receiving room. Hill is more of a pure deep threat at this point of his career. He had his highest average depth of target as a Dolphin in 2025, and the Chiefs already have Xavier Worthy, Tyquan Thornton, and to an extent Hollywood Brown to play that role. They don't need another one. Third, Hill is nearly 32 years old, and knowing him is probably going to want a lot of money, something the Chiefs don't have much of even after restructuring Mahomes' contract. Andy Reid already said there's nothing between the two sides, and I'd expect it to stay that way. Number 3, an AFC team wins next year's Super Bowl. The NFC Seattle Seahawks just won Super Bowl 60, marking the second straight year an NFC team has won the Super Bowl. But I think that changes in 2026 and an AFC team takes the crown. I just see way more Super Bowl contenders in the AFC compared to the NFC. The Patriots, Bills, Broncos, Chiefs, Jaguars, and Texans are all AFC teams I could see in the 2026 Super Bowl. While over on the NFC, the Seahawks and Rams are the only true threats. The Eagles, Bears, and Lions I don't think are Super Bowl caliber unless they have a monster offseason. I of course wouldn't rule out an NFC champion, but with the amount of great teams in the AFC, I think one of them gets the job done. Number 4, free agency spending doesn't exceed $3 billion. For the past 3 years now, NFL teams have spent over $3 billion on free agents, going as high as $3.7 billion in 2025. With the salary cap increasing every year, teams are paying players more than they ever have. However, this season, I think things take a step back. One, this year's free agent class isn't all that great. George Pickens, Tyler Linderbaum, and Trey Hendrickson headlined the class, followed by Daniel Jones, Jalen Phillips, Malik Willis, and Odafe Oweh. Outside of maybe Daniel Jones because he's a quarterback, I don't see any of these players getting massive deals. Pickens and Linderbaum will get a ton of money, but likely nothing earth-shattering. Plenty of money will be spent, but I don't think it reaches the levels it has in recent years. Number 5, the field goal record is broken again. In 2025, we saw Cam Little break the record for the longest successful field goal, hitting a 68-yarder against the Raiders in week 9. This comes after the NFL implemented a new rule allowing kickers to bring in and kick their own specialized balls. NFL kicking has gotten insane as of late. 50-plus yarders are hit every week, whereas they used to be a rarity, and NFL coaches are only getting more confident in their kickers. 2025 set a record 22 60-plus yard field goal attempts. Hell, Cam Little even made a 70-yarder in the preseason. With the amount of great kickers in the league, I think someone just get the opportunity to and make a 69 or even 70-plus yard field goal and break a record that used to be deemed impossible. Number 6, at least 7 new teams make the playoffs. Every year, about 5 to 6 new teams make the playoffs that didn't last year, but I feel like there's a ton of teams that are on the rise or at down seasons in 2025 that could potentially make it in 2026. The Chiefs, Ravens, and Lions are obvious picks, but the Colts, Bengals, Bucks, Vikings, Saints, Commanders, or Falcons are all teams that could see potentially making a playoff push. The real question is who would be replaced, but I feel like there's quite a few teams that could be pushed out. Earlier I said the Texans were a team I could see in the Super Bowl, but I could just as easily see them missing the playoffs Chargers if CJ Stroud continues to disappoint and the defense takes a step back. The Steelers, Chargers, Panthers, and Packers are other teams I could see missing the playoffs also. The standings change every year, but I feel like in 2026, they're going to look a whole lot different than they did in 2025. Number 7, a QB from the 2024 class wins MVP. It's no secret that the 2024 QB class is absolutely loaded. Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, Drake May, and Caleb Williams have all won playoff games. Daniels, Nix, and May have made conference championships and May even made the Super Bowl. There's even still some untapped potential with Michael Penix and JJ McCarthy, even if things haven't looked great so far. To be honest, I don't see a reason why any of these quarterbacks, especially the top 4, would have bad seasons. Drake May is coming off a season where he was just 1 vote shy of MVP. Bo Nix probably would have made the Super Bowl had he not missed the conference championship game. Caleb Williams made some of the most ridiculous plays ever seen and led the NFL in fourth quarter comebacks. And we can't forget that Jaden Daniels is just a year removed from having arguably the greatest rookie QB season in NFL history. I feel like it's only a matter of time before one of these guys wins MVP, whether it's a top 4 or maybe even a surprising season from 9. And I have a feeling it'll be this year. Number 8, Carson Beck starts a meaningful NFL game. Is this one pretty random? Yes, but I'm actually really confident in this. And when I say meaningful NFL game, I mean a regular season NFL game that actually has stakes, not a preseason game or a week 18 game where nothing matters. Carson Beck is not a first round QB and he will not be a day 1 starter, but it'll almost certainly go to a team that doesn't have a set QB plan like the Dolphins, Steelers, or Jets. And I doubt the QBs those teams roll out there are going to be starters the whole season, unless one of those QBs is Aaron Rodgers or Malik Willis. I can't see Jacoby Brissett, Geno Smith, Tyrod Taylor, Quinn Ewers, Mason Rudolph, or Zach Wilson lasting a full season as a starter. So if Beck is the backup to one of those quarterbacks, and he probably will be, I find it very likely he gets an opportunity at least at some point to start. Will it go well? That's very much to be determined, but don't be surprised if Carson Beck is playing in a week 15 game or something like that. Number 9, a wide receiver finally crosses 2,000 yards. For the past 5 years now, we've been so close to a 2,000 yard season. Literally, a receiver hasn't had under 1,700 yards since 2020, and that includes Jason's 1,792 yard season from this past year, Tyreek Hill's 1,800 yard season from 2023, Justin Jefferson's 1,809 season from 2022, and Cooper Kupp's 1,947 season from 2021. The average yardage for the leading receiver of the past 5 years is 1,811 yards, so just 11 more yards per game and you've got a 2,000 yard season. And there are so many potential candidates: JSN, Puka Nacua, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I mean, the wide receivers of today are insane. We've been on the edge of a 2,000 yard season for so long now, and I think this year the barrier finally gets broken. Number 10, Malik Willis ends the season as a top 20 QB. We've seen a bunch of QBs as of late go from backups and busts to reviving their career with a new team. In 2022 was Geno Smith, in 2023 was Baker Mayfield, in 2024 was Sam Darnold, and in 2025 it was Daniel Jones. I think Malik Willis is the next one. He spent the past 2 years learning under Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur, and when he had to play in relief of Jordan Love, he actually played really well, throwing 9 touchdowns to just 2 turnovers. He won both of his starts in 2024, and though he lost his only start in 2025 against the Ravens, he actually had one of the highest graded games among all QBs that season. Willis knows this is his opportunity to earn himself a lot of money. He's not going to go sign with the Jets or Browns. He's going to sign somewhere he thinks he can succeed. It's happened every year since 2022, and I think Malik Willis is the next backup turned star. But that's it. Those are my way too early 2026 NFL predictions. Where do you agree? Where do you disagree? Comment below. If you enjoyed this video, then please drop a like and subscribe if you're new, and that's it for me. See ya.